showing on Acnn TV and our social media platforms, 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. Open your hearts to receive from the Lord, and I'm sure as you watch and hear from various ministers of God, you will not remain the same. God bless you.
This is Acnn News Update. The Diocese of Maiduguri Anglican Communion has commenced its first session of the 11th Synod. The Synod holding at St. Andrew's Anglican Church, Maiduguri, had in attendance the Right Reverend Marcus Danbita, the Bishop of Dulce Diocese, who was there as a guest in service. The Right Reverend Dr. Ambassador Emmanuel Morris, J.P., Bishop of Anglican Diocese of Maiduguri, was also present. 34,000 police personnel deployed for the Anambra governorship election have arrived the state. The Commissioner of Police in Anambra State, CP Echeng Eworo Echeng, disclosed this, saying that henceforth the impact of the officers will be felt in the state. Echeng, in a press briefing, said the personnel and other necessary assets needed for the November 6th governorship poll in the state have arrived. According to the IGP, he is very passionate and has a psychological attachment to this election. Bandits who abducted 15 villagers in Mazakuka in Mashegu local government area of Niger State have threatened to kill them if 4 million naira each is not paid on their heads. Newsmen gathered that the bandits had initially demanded 100 million naira on the 15 villagers, but later reduced it to 4 million naira per head, as the bandits had earlier killed 18 worshippers in the Mazakuka community mosque and abducted 15 people. Reports said the bandits made their demands through the village head, Malam Abubakar, and the chief imam. Pope Francis has called on world leaders meeting next week at the UN Climate Conference in Glasgow to provide effective responses to the environment emergency and offer concrete hope to future generations. Speaking from the Vatican for BBC Radio's First Thought for the Day, the Pope talked on crises, including the COVID-19 pandemic, climate change and economic difficulties, and urged the world to respond to them with vision and radical decisions so as not to waste opportunities that the current challenges present. He evoked the need for a renewed sense of shared responsibility for our world, adding that each of us, whoever and wherever we may be, can play our own part in changing our collective response to the unprecedented threat of climate change and the degradation of our common home. Meanwhile, U.S. President Joe Biden has arrived in Europe for 2 international summits, leaving his $2.75 trillion domestic agenda in limbo back in Washington, as he had hoped to trumpet a bumper environmental package at next week's Global Climate Summit in the UK. But his fellow Democrats abandoned plans for a vote, leaving his whole platform up in the air. But Mr. Biden, whose approval rating has been falling, said it called the state of U.S. government into question. The U.S. president will seek to project the message that the U.S. is back in the fight against global warming after his predecessor, Donald Trump, withdrew from the Paris Climate Accord. And in sports, former Manchester United striker Dimitar Berbatov has said Antonio Conte is possibly the club's top choice to replace manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as he believes Conte can bring his winning mentality to Old Trafford. Meanwhile, Solskjaer has avoided the sack this week, but it is understood he has games against Tottenham, Atalanta and Manchester City to save his job, as the report says Conte is among the favourites to take the job, and Berbatov would welcome the Italian back to the Premier League. The latest report says Conte is open to taking the United job if it becomes available. So that's the news update. Thanks for watching. I am Phoebe Agimayu. God bless.